Recently, I found a letter written by my grandmom, and yes, it was a handwritten letter in Hindi, and memories just came flashing back. That got me thinking about the magic of the written letter. Hi there, welcome back to Design Etc. I'm your host, Payal, and today we're going to talk about something that's everywhere on our screens, on the streets, in our cities, even in our memory. But most of us barely even notice typography. Yes, the humble letter, the form that carries meaning before you even read the word. Have you ever noticed how some fonts make you feel safe while others feel edgy, warm, luxurious, or playful? That's not an accident. Fonts are like voices. They have tone, rhythm, character, and mood. There's a reason why we use serif fonts in some places and sans serif in others. Serifs, those are little flourishes at the ends of the letters. They carry tradition, authority, and trust. That's why you will see them in law firms, banks, and universities. Sans serif, on the other hand, feel clean, modern, efficient, perfect for like tech, digital products and brands that want to look simple and contemporary. But typography goes way beyond serif and sans serif. There's an entire world of expressive, experimental, emotional type out there. Designers like Neville Brody cracked that world open for me. I remember flipping through his books for the first time. The bold, abstract shapes, the way he stretched, distorted, or fragmented the type. It wasn't just design, it was attitude. It made me realize that type itself can be the design. It doesn't just communicate meaning, it creates it. And then there's Paula Scher. Oh, I could talk about her work for hours. Her identity for public theater in New York City, it's one of my all-time favorites. Have you seen it? If you look closely, the typography is the performance. It's dramatic, it's loud, chaotic, it's expressive, like characters on a stage who are all like vying for your attention. She literally built the brand using type. No fancy graphics, no imagery, just pure typographic theater. It's playful, it's powerful and alive. And when she talks about her inspirations, she mentions something that really stayed with me. She says she draws from the city itself, from the billboards, the old shop signs, the barber shops, the grocery stores, dailies, the authentic language of the streets. Typography that tells stories of everyday people, their trades, their histories. Once you start noticing, it's everywhere. Think about handwritten fonts on old movie posters or the quirky signs at your neighborhood ice cream parlor. Or my personal favorite, the beautiful Hindi script in old Jaipur city. Every shop front, every store has the same beautiful Devanagari style, pink shop fronts with black fonts on a white background, warm, unifying with the history of the city. Travel across India and the language of type changes with the land. The elegant loops of Malayalam signages in Kerala, Gurumukhi in Punjab, the graceful Bengali letters in Kolkata, each has their own voice, its own rhythm, and its own soul. But somewhere along the way, we've all started aping what the rest of the world is doing. Well, everyone loves Lato, everyone loves Helvetica, Monstrat. I do too. They're clean, readable, and safe. But sometimes I wonder, have we stopped feeling typography? Can we let ourselves get carried away by its beauty again? What if we started merging worlds, the modern and the local, the global and the handwritten? Or handcrafted? What if the next big brand proudly launches in regional script? What if type could float, dance, or breathe across a web page? Not just sit there. Typography has the power to express identity, culture, and emotion in ways that words alone never can. Let's play a little thought experiment. If you had to design for a hospital, what kind of type would you choose? Probably something clean, calming, legible, maybe a soft sans serif, something that builds trust and comfort. For finance, you'd want stability, dependability, serif fonts with a sense of heritage, perhaps. For baby care, rounded, friendly, maybe even handwritten. For tech, clarity and innovation. with strong geometry. And for fashion or luxury, refined, timeless, classic with subtle details that speak elegance. See how every choice evokes something different? Typography is silent storytelling. It's emotion, structure, and meaning all rolled into letter forms. So here's my little nudge for you this week. Look around, notice the typography in your neighborhood, on your morning walk, at the metro station, on the packaging, in the chaos of the shop billboards. What's it saying? What's the story behind that font on your favorite coffee shop sign? Is it hand painted or is it digital? Is it playful, nostalgic, bold? I'd love for you to share what you notice. Drop in the comments, tag me, and let's inspire each other to see more deeply. Because design isn't just about what we make, it's about how we see. If you're curious to dive deeper into the world of typography, I've dropped some great resources in the comments section. Courses, books, and a few designers to follow. None of these are paid, just pure recommendations to get you started. And remember, your next design project could be your typographic revolution. This is Payal signing out from Design Etc. Until next time, stay curious, look closer, and get inspired.